the elections have come and gone, and generally you know that there still are some issues that have to be attended to, and that is as is to be expected. In fact, channels were actually laid for that. Should anybody have any issue with the election, there are a number of avenues we wish to explore, whatever your dissension is. But in recent times, we've heard about this, quite frankly, stupendous call we hear, going by what the DSS was telling us, that there are those who are calling for an interim national arrangement of some sort. We have heard that that is totally unknown to law, but give me your thoughts, sir, on the whole notion at this stage where in the past 3-4 days, Nigeria was surprised by this call and the action of some people going to, I believe it was defense headquarters, to go and protest and indeed entreat the military to intervene. Your thoughts, sir?
Okay. Thank you very much for having me on this show. Now, the issue of elections have come and gone. Yes, they have come and gone, except in my state. In my state, the election is still on. It is inconclusive, and it's going to be concluded in the next couple of weeks. That's by the 15th of next month. So basically, there are 3 positions. I will answer your question, but let me put this in for my state first. Basically, sure. There are 3 positions in Adamawa state. The first position is that of the PDP, which is saying that the election, the inconclusive election, should just be continued and the rerun be done in the remaining polling units that have not been conducted or that were cancelled. Now, which is having a margin of 37,000 registered voters. And as it is, INEC said PDP is leading with 31,000 votes. So PDP is obviously going to take this position because it is in its favor. The 37,000 registered voters, we don't know how many have collected their PVCs, and among those that collected their PVCs, we don't know how many will come out to vote. But if the voter turnout in the last election is anything to go by, less than 50% of the remaining 37 will come out to vote, which makes that PDP automatically wins the election. So it has this position that the rerun should continue. Then there is the second position, which is that of the APC. The APC governorship candidate is saying that they should review the elections in 16 local governments in the state. Now, 16 local governments in the state is more than 2/3 of the local governments in Adamawa State, because we have 21 in the state. So there's only remaining 5. So she would want these local governments to be reviewed with a view to maybe getting the elections in many local government areas cancelled, and so would likely put her, to a victory. Then the third one is that of the SDP, which is myself, and my position is that the entire thing should be reviewed. If we are going to review it, let us review the entire thing, because both the PDP and the APC were involved in the same issue, in the same election malpractice. There are 2 things that took place in Adamawa State. In the towns and local government headquarters, there was massive vote buying. And in the villages, there were rigging vote allocations, where those who held sway will now allocate votes depending on how strong they are in those various areas. So people like us that are not strong, and are not even inclined to go into rigging episodes, we just became spectators of ourselves, and the electorate, mass electorates became spectators. So these are the 3 positions in Adamawa State as it is today. We are waiting for the 15th of next month for the party, for the INEC to conduct the rerun, and then whosoever wins, let's move forward. I am under intensive pressure from people that we should go to tribunal and so on. And we have not actually made up our minds whether or not we are going to tribunal. But the facts are there, are very glaring. In vote buying and in rigging, that is the malfunctioning or even the bypassing of the beavers, the stuffing of ballot papers, the allocation of results. That's why you have multiple result sheets and so on and so forth. But I have come a long way in these things. I have gone to court 11 times, and I have written a book, Court and Politics. This is the book, Court and Politics, in which I have chronicled my experience in Nigeria, in the politics and courts in Nigeria. So I don't know whether I would really want to go into any court issue on this election. Whatever it is, let us move on. Having said that, let me answer your question with regards to those who call for interim national government. First and foremost, this interim national government as a concept is alien to our constitution. It shouldn't even be contemplated, because it will not be based on law. And anything that is not based on law, it should not be part and parcel of our democratic process. And besides, the issue of contesting elections results is not new. From 1965, I'm a historian. I know what happened in 1965. The elections were disputed, and I can't remember whether they went to tribunal or that or not, but there was serious issues of swearing a new government, where the president was to swear in the government, not to swear in the government. And at the end of the day, a new government was sworn in, the prime minister was done, and a few weeks or so later, there was a military coup. Then in 1979, there was also a dispute on the election. There is a video clip going around lately where late Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, and Waziri Ibrahim, the three political parties, sat down and disputed and rejected, in fact, in its entirety, they said, the results of FEDECO in pronouncing Shehu Shagari as president-elect. They said they were going to tribunal. At the same time, they also called on the Supreme Military Council to annul the election, to change the game, and then constitute a new FEDECO to conduct new elections. So, and in 1983, there was also a dispute on the election. In 1991, in the primaries of the IBB regime, there were disputes, which led to cancellation, annulling of elections, and so in 1999, there was, 1999, when Obasanjo was elected, there was no serious dispute, I suppose. But by 2003, there was dispute. President Buhari, who contested under ANPP, rejected the result, went to tribunal and lost. Then in 2007, again, President Buhari disputed it, rejected the results, and went to tribunal and lost. And in 2011, the same President Buhari again rejected. This time it was his party, the CPC, rejected, went to tribunal and lost. And in 2015, it's the only election where there was no dispute, where the results were not disputed. And President Goodluck Jonathan accepted the result with equanimity and then congratulated President Buhari. We thought at that time that we have entered a new era in our national politics. Unfortunately, in 2019, we went back to the old days where the election was again disputed and PDP, Atiku went to tribunal. And now again, in 2023, we've gone back in an even worse situation where the two political parties, key political parties, rejected the results, have gone to tribunal, and then the new strange attitude of saying, don't swear the presidential candidate, don't swear the president-elect, go for interim national government is despicable. I don't think we should go back to that. Nigeria must move forward. For me, I have consented, with the elections, the way they come out. Let us go ahead and swear in the president, the vice president, and those who have gone to tribunal, let the due process of law take its course. This is the way for democratic process, to develop. But to call for an interim national government, which is strange to the Constitution, is appalling, to say the least.